I said breaking news, Cleveland and all around the world, Florida, down south, Atlanta, East Coast, West Coast, Chicago, Detroit. It's your main mans, Al Jones and Antonio Tarver. We launching off the In the Ring. This is our first show, baby. It's going down. In the Ring with Tarver and Jones. You have your man Al Jones here, my main man, my right-hand man, Antonio Tarver. Say hello to the people.
What's up, people? What's up? It's that time. Talk boxing, the square circle. I'm excited. Tarver and Jones, man. It's the kickoff, Allan.
Hey, this is a wonderful situation, man. We've been blessed to be here right now together. You know, we had our little ups and downs trying to get here, you know what I'm saying? But still, you know, everything is in God's hands, and we turned it over to him, and we brought it all together as one.
Yes. I'm excited, man. We launching today, 4 to 6, voiceitradio.com. Get the latest and greatest on the square circle, the ring, boxing.
Every single Monday, y'all. Every single Monday. This is where you want to be, from 4 to 6 p.m. with my main man, Al Jones and Antonio Tarver. You got to listen to this, man, because we're going to touch base on everything in boxing. MMA, women, young amateurs, them young lions that's trying to break it and make it. You going to need to come through here and shout us out, because we're going to put y'all together. You know what I'm saying? Tell him, Antonio.
And that's what it is, man. I was fortunate enough to see the talent here that Cleveland has, and I'm telling you, man, you know, these young guys are really about the fundamentals of boxing. I saw that. They laid their hearts on the line yesterday, and it's great to see the community come together for those youngsters, man. We saw about 10 to 12 great shows, great fights yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that was a cool event, man. Yeah. That was a cool event right there. You got to meet and shake and meet and greet with a lot of people there, man. That was a really good blessing right there.
Yeah, it showed a lot of love, you know. And then we had a young lady that was there that represents the USA. She's been going all over.
Putting them hands.
So ladies boxing is on the rise. You know?
Absolutely.
We have two-time gold medalist Clarissa Shields representing the sport like none other since Layla Ali. So, you know, we got to give the women some love. We got to give the women some love, you know, in the sport of boxing.
Ain't no question. Yeah, and absolutely, you know, hopefully, you know, today we may have some ladies giving us a call, you know what I'm saying, that we can talk to and discuss boxing with, you know.
Most definitely.
And our fans, they're, you know, the boxing world, they're going to love to hear this show, man. We got some nice things to offer.
Yes, sir. So how are we going to get into this first? We got
Well, let's take it from the beginning. Let's take it, you know, unfortunately, God bless him, he had to go on to another place right now. You know?
I want to just give just my condolences again to my the coach that took me all the way from Orlando, Florida, to the Olympics in Atlanta in '96, man, Lucius Harris, and to his family. They were part of my life, my upbringing, and really developed me as an amateur. And the dream came alive with Lou Harris. So they put him away beautifully. It was nice to see a lot of familiar faces, and I spoke, and it was just heartfelt because he was a great man. I mean, a guy that really gave his life to boxing,
right,
and to others. You know, he was a real pillar of the Orlando community, and I just hope that his vision and his legacy lives on, man, through something in a tournament or something in his name and Lou Harris' name, because he was a good man. He gave his life to others in boxing, so hopefully he's remembered in that way.
Oh, most definitely want to express condolences to his family. Also going forward, I want to express condolences to the champion George Foreman.
Yes.
His daughter passed away, Frida Foreman.
Yes, that was a tragedy. Yeah, I knew her personally. She was a beautiful soul, and I know their family is devastated, and we're definitely giving condolences to the champ, George Foreman.
Absolutely. So going forward, now we're going to touch on, you know, we had a few situations going down, but we got you here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a tough one getting here this time around, man. I had to go pay my respects to Mr. Harris, Christine Harris, his beautiful wife. So I had to go pay my respects, and then getting back, trying to make a 4:30 flight. unexpected traffic.
Number
like,
4,
man,
that Interstate 4.
Oh, that I-4 mess, man, on a Saturday.
You're right.
And so, man, but God's will, man, I was able to make it. I just would have been heartbroken if I couldn't get here for the lunch, man. And I tried everything, and at the last minute, we found a late flight getting in.
Right.
And I showed up late to the lunch party, but unfortunately, the people still hung around, man. It was a beautiful welcome. I want to thank everybody that I met at the launch party, and you can tell them where we were at and how everything went down.
Oh, yeah, the launch party was a real nice event. For everyone that came, we want to definitely say thank you for your support. It was at True Cocktails and Bites on the east bank of the Flats downtown. It was very, very nice situation, man. The hospitality, the food was A1.
The food was amazing.
A1,
it was
most
late
definitely.
night, so I got off a plane. I was hungry, so they definitely took good care of me there, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We also want to, say thank you to the A-Loft.
A-Loft, right?
Yeah, they looked out for us. They was there for us this weekend also. Thank you for all the fans and all the boxing enthusiasts. This was definitely a welcoming. We welcome the champion, 5-time world champion to the city of Cleveland, Olympic bronze medalist to the city of Cleveland. Hey, Cleveland, y'all got to stand up, baby. Y'all got to recognize we got champions in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, I appreciate it, brother.
We got the champ, Antonio Tarver, here in the building with us, and definitely privileged to having him here. Okay, so we're going to still keep it rolling. Okay, let's keep it rolling then. So now, first note that we have going forward, let the people know about the amateurs and who have you had the opportunity to come across, who we might need to look forward to hear.
It's a lot of good amateurs right now. I had a chance to meet a few of these amateurs that I saw here this weekend. But Tiger Johnson is one that I know. I've been following him on Instagram, and keeping real close eye on the amateur, the national team right now. Right. And by the looks of it, it looks like we got a couple kids that are going to be really pushing for gold in 2020. So, we need to keep a close eye on these guys and give them our support. Because that's where, I think the future of boxing is always been in that amateur program. Right. For sure.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. Everything from Golden Gloves to East Cleveland PAL, you know what I'm saying, to all the police athletic leagues around the city, around the world, you know what I'm saying, around the United States. That's that's where it starts at the amateurs.
Yes, it really does. And even at a young age, too, Allan. I mean, a lot of times, people try to shy away from that contact sport, but it's just not the contact. I mean, boxing gives you different levels of growth when it comes down to confidence, when it comes down to, being able to have self-control, when these young kids that have all this energy and really don't know where to place that energy. Find somewhere where you can get that energy out constructively and also learn, self-discipline. Right. I mean, because I think it just helps with these kids to be better, build that character early so they can be developed into, productive, citizens of society, and that's all we want.
Right. It's definitely intervention. You know what I'm saying? It is. That's what it's about right now.
It's prevention also.
Exactly.
And I think that starts, prevention when they talk about, gun violence and, violence all inside of the inner city. You know what I mean? I think that boxing was a savior for a lot of kids. You know what I'm saying?
For our culture, for our people, for everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Yeah. We were able to, boxing is a world recognized sport. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely now. It's been an international sport, but most definitely now international when you look at how the UK has really put a footprint on the game, right now. But we can talk forever and a day about that UK and the USA thing, but that we're going to be married to the hip, but we're going to talk about who's the best fighters and why, eventually get down to that.
Absolutely. So right now we're about to introduce our first guest, one of the world, one of has been all around the world renowned, one of the top amateur coaches in the United States of America. This gentleman here, he's definitely worth recognizing. My very own Al Jones.
I didn't know you were introducing me. I was waiting to see who this great guy was that was coming to the mic. You're talking about me. Oh, thank you. You are more than generous, Allan, and I can't believe I'm sitting here with the great Antonio Tarver and Al Jones. My nephew, Al Jones.
Right.
I'm Al Jones, too. I'm the boxing coach. I've been coaching out of Cleveland, Ohio for 27 years now, so I'm pretty well known in the Cleveland area and around the country. And I like to fool myself and think around the world, but nobody knows me.
Who all have you coached here in Ohio from Cleveland?
Oh, Juan McPherson, the standout amateur. Most people will remember Juan from the 2004 Olympic era, I should say. He was, I don't know if y'all remember, unfortunately he was injured in the Olympic box-offs. He had already won the trials. He had beat Andre Berto a couple times to make it to the box-offs, and then he got injured in the trials.
I remember hearing
in the
about
box-offs. Yeah, so he wasn't able to continue.
Mm-hmm.
He had a victory over Berto the first day of the tournament, and unfortunately, he got injured and couldn't continue. But him, Miguel Gonzalez, he's from Cleveland, Ohio. Miguel Gonzalez was an outstanding amateur. Also, he had victories. He claimed victories over Victor Ortiz and Terrence Crawford.
Right.
Believe it or not.
Terrence Crawford.
Yeah,
wow.
He beat Terrence Crawford in the amateurs, and Crawford came back and got his revenge. Though I didn't want to mention that part, but it's true.
Right.
Yeah, Crawford. They had some great bouts in the amateurs, you know.
That's cool. That's just the name. That's just the name of a couple.
Yeah, just the name of a couple.
I know, and you've been around. You've been around from to Panama. Didn't you make it to the Pan Am?
Oh yeah, we've been to Pan Am Games. You know, we did a lot of work, a lot of traveling with the U.S. Olympic program. I was blessed and fortunate enough to be able to travel with them. Many tournaments, Pan Am Games and the Goodwill Games in Australia and championships in Ireland.
Yeah, okay.
Antonio knows all about all that kind of stuff.
Right, and I just talked to Kenny. As soon as I mentioned your name, he was like, "Okay, definitely tell your uncle. You know, we'll definitely be in touch." So he'll be giving us a call.
Is that Kenny Porter?
Yes, Kenny Porter,
the trainer and father of champion Sean Porter.
Absolutely,
Two-time champion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, yeah.
So we was talking to him earlier on the way coming here.
I tell you what, any trainer that makes it to the national level in the amateur program has to be commended, because you know you mostly voted in by your peers, you know, across the country. So my hat's off to you. I can vouch for, you know, having coaches and trainers that I wasn't used to, but because they came from other gyms, but you had to respect them because you know they had the knowledge, you know, and you can learn something from every trainer. I learned that early on throughout my amateur career.
Yeah, well, thank you. Coming from you, that's great. I got a quiz question for you, Antonio.
Okay, well, hold that thought.
Quizzes.
Hold that thought right there. Hold that thought right there.
Especially about pop quizzes.
You have in the ring with Tarver and Jones. In the ring with Tarver and Jones. We're gonna go to a commercial and we'll be right back.
Radio.com.
Back everybody to In the Ring. This your main Al Jones with In the Ring with Tarver and Jones. Antonio. So before we left, we got the great coach Alvin Jones in the building, and he had a question for you, a pop question.
Okay, pop question. Here we
Pop
go.
question, a pop quiz. So you had hopefully you had an opportunity to get ready, but you have no idea on what the question is.
Right.
So go ahead, Al.
I don't really like pop questions, but I trust that he gonna be all right with it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, because you can reach me from across the table. The question is, but this is the question. What does the following fighters have in common? Roy Francis, Ernest Mateen, Jonathan Banks, Danny Santiago, Eric Harding, Chris Johnson, Jason Burrell, Shelby Cross, Rocky Gannon, and Roy Jones Jr. Who out there know the answer already?
They probably already do.
Most people.
They all got knocked out by me. Man. They all got knocked out by me, man.
That left hand,
That
boy,
straight
a
left
monster.
was me, man. It was
that,
me.
that left hand, a monster, boy. They wasn't ready for that.
Hey, they didn't see it coming, Allan.
I know how to kiss up to Antonio Tarver. I'm no fool. I know.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Coach. I
blessing us with
appreciate
your
it. Thank you,
questions, Coach.
thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful.
Yeah, I've been doing my homework. I've been watching some of your highlights on YouTube, anticipating our meeting today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again.
Real enjoyable.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. All right, Coach. Coach Allan.
Okay, so coming up next, this gentleman here, one of boxing's own, one of the greatest of the sport, living legend, Bone Crusher Smith. Are y'all ready for Bone Crusher? How you doing today, champ?
Champ.
Hello, how you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful. It's such a pleasure. This is Allan Jones from In the Ring with Tarver and Jones, and with me I also have my main man Antonio Tarver here also. So it's such a pleasure to have you on as a guest, sir.
Well, I'm excited about being on with another champion.
All right.
Yeah, our first show.
Welcome, champ. It's my pleasure. It's Antonio Tarver.
Yes, sir. You live in Florida, Antonio?
I do. Born and raised in Florida. Born in
What
Orlando.
part?
I live in Tampa, Florida right now. My adopted
Yeah.
home.
Where are you located? Bone Crusher?
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Okay, you down in Myrtle.
Beach.
You're
Nice.
the best place. How's the weather today?
Well, it's a little cloudy, but it could be cloudy. It could be 80 degrees tomorrow.
Right. You been doing any good fishing down there?
Yeah, we do fishing every now and then, but we got some great things that we're doing. We fishing, but 4 years ago, I created the Boxing Legends Hall of Fame. I mean, the guys up in Canastota, they overlook me every year. I said, well, if they don't want to put me in their Hall of Fame, I'll create my own Hall of Fame.
That's wonderful. Glad to hear that. That's what we need. That innovation right there that you still bringing. You're still giving back to boxing. That's a wonderful, wonderful situation right there that you have going on. Can you elaborate more on that?
Man, it's nice to have Bone Crusher Smith on right now, man. When you think about nicknames that cats always want to get, you want to get the perfect nickname that truly, that really describes you as a fighter.
Right.
Bone Crusher Smith was one of those names that really stood out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That name rolled off everybody's tongues in that era. He was in the era where there was really no dominating heavyweight. I mean, every 2 or 3 months, he was having other champions, win the belt, Tim Witherspoon. And, a lot of times in that era, because there wasn't a dominating heavyweight and the titles was changing hands, a lot of people wasn't getting credit for being top heavyweights. They thought at that time period that the heavyweight division was kind of watered down.
Yeah.
Because when he mentioned about that, the Hall of Fame overlooking, I think they overlooked a lot of people in that era because Pinklin Thomas, guys like that, was winning heavyweight titles, and they thought that because these guys that wasn't future legends in boxing didn't really earn or deserve their
Their
Hall of
just
Fame,
exactly.
Credential or
And
whatever.
they put it in.
They put the work in, but like I said, it wasn't a dominant heavyweight until the great Mike Tyson came along and swept everybody's imagination, and then everybody really got excited about the heavyweight division again.
Right. And now we've been fortunate enough, we got Bone Crusher Smith back on. This is Allan Jones from In the Ring with Tarver and Jones. How you doing, Mr. Smith?
I'm back, and I moved around a little bit. I probably could have been a lot better fighter if I could had a little stick and move.
You were sticking and moving all right in your opponent's direction. Yeah.
Right. That's cool. So you say you had you were touching on the Hall of Fame that you had in the process of launching off. Can you elaborate some more on that? That sounds great.
Well, I started in 2016. I was part of that first class, and we had some guys from North Carolina. I wanted to recognize, because I'm from North Carolina, so I wanted to recognize some fighters from Ray Mercer and Kelvin Seabrooks and some of the champions from North Carolina and international referee and ring announcer. So we recognize those guys first. In 2017, I recognized my trainers. Emo Griffith is the biggest name, 5-time world champion, and then last year we recognized Ernie Shavers and Michael Spinks.
Wow, that was nice.
This year, if it's okay with Antonio, we might recognize Antonio.
Oh,
Did
man,
you hear that?
The boxing legend, boxing legend. So we want to recognize all the boxing legends and get around to all of them. But we got state favorites. I mean, we got certain people that we want to recognize first. But eventually, we'll have everybody that ever won a title can be recognized as a boxing legend. Already a boxing legend. We're gonna make it official.
Right. That's real good.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's definitely a blessing.
And I'm sure
right
it's a
there.
lot of people that will support that. A lot of people, because a lot of times, people don't get the recognition they deserve in the game of boxing on just pure merit alone, and it needs to be addressed.
Absolutely.
And if he has a platform where you can give honor to these guys, fallen soldiers, we would say, that gave all their grit, all their grit. And everything to the game of boxing, and it just seems like for some reason, this sport just it doesn't really give back, to those guys. And when you look at how far all these other sports have come, and when you look at retirement and all this other stuff, insurance and stuff, but that's a deep conversation, and we got plenty of time. We're gonna definitely put the light on that. But I just think those retired soldiers should be appreciated a lot more, man, because a lot of times that we get applauded, but when those lights go out, I know that's when it gets tough for a lot of those retired fighters out there.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely want to thank you so much, Bone Crusher Smith, for coming on the show today.
I want to also, we can keep him on a little bit longer, because I want to get into and really just talk about his career a little bit if we can, and also what it was like to go the distance with the great Iron Mike Tyson. I think that in itself is newsworthy. So I just want to say, champ, you fought them all.
When I fought 10 world champions, and a lot of people would like to hear how I became heavyweight champion of the world.
Okay,
so
we're going to definitely give you that.
Asked me,
yes, sir.
I know you were thinking about asking me. Since you didn't ask me, I'm going to tell you anyway if you'd like me to.
I was going to go over the list of the fighters you did fight, and that's why I was responding on, you fought them all, from the likes of Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson. You went the distance with Mike Tyson. I think that was a feat that a lot of people overlooked when Mike Tyson was knocking out everybody in 1 and 2 rounds. You went the distance with him. How was that? And what was your focus, your mental focus, facing a killer like Mike Tyson?
Well, if I may, but I'm going to ask your permission. If it's okay, I'm going to go back it up just a little bit and tell how I became champion of the world.
Okay, if you can do that while telling us your mental state when facing a guy like Mike Tyson, we'd like to hear that.
Well, let me back it up a little bit.
Go ahead.
Okay, Witherspoon is the guy I beat to become champion of the world.
First round knockout.
And he had beat me the year before. But see, in the process leading up to that, I was suing a great promoter, and he's from Cleveland. His hair sticks straight up on his head, and I was suing him, and he was suing me because he had promised me a world title fight, and he didn't give it. So I started suing him, and I started taking some other fights. I broke the contract, and he called me up one day and said, "Bone Crusher, this is Don King." Donald King. I said, "Who?" And he said, "This is Don King." I said, "Hey, Don, how you doing, brother?" He said, "Bone, I want to settle this lawsuit with you. I'm going to give you that world title fight, and I'm going to give you some money, too. I said, well, Don, that's awesome. I said, Don, who's the fight with? When is it, and where is it going to be? He said, well, I got some bad news, Bone. I said, what's that, Don? He said, the fight is going to be against the guy that beat you last year, Tim Witherspoon. I said, uh-oh. I said, I remember that fight. He beat me all across the ring from pillar to post. I said, Don, when is this fight, and where is it going to be? He said, Bone, the fight is going to be on HBO. You got a chance to redeem yourself on HBO. Show the world who you are on HBO. I said, Don, when is this fight, and where is it going to be? He said, Bone, the fight is going to be at Madison Square Garden, New York, and it's going to be next week. I said, Don, you mean to tell me you're going to give me a 7-day notice to fight a guy, and the last time I had plenty of time to train, and he beat me all across the ring from pillar to post? He said, yeah, take it or leave it. I said, well, Don, can you give me a minute to think about it? Yeah. I said, well, Don, I know the odds are not in my favor, but I was old. I was 28 when I had my first pro fight. I said, I might not never get another chance at this thing. I said, I think I'm going to take it. I said, I have a dream, Don. I said, I'm not Martin Luther King, but I have a dream. Then after I knocked Witherspoon out, and I did, after I read a book called Mad, Make a Decision, because I'm mad with you and Witherspoon, I did. I said, I'll be down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where I live, and I'll be doing a radio show with a great champion, Antonio Tarver, many years from now.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's awesome.
I took that fight on the 7-day notice.
Wow.
And I knocked Witherspoon out in the first round to become heavyweight champion of the world.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I had gone to college at Shirley University in Raleigh, North Carolina. I became the first college graduate in the history of boxing.
First college graduate. First college graduate in the history of boxing.
Hall of Fame because the International Boxing Hall of Fame overlooked me. I said, I'm going to become your competitor. I know how to compete. I'm going to be your competitor.
Wow,
that's huge.
That's big. Well, congratulations on that. And yes, you did. That first round knockout was amazing to Tim Witherspoon. And that rematch, it usually tells, it really separates the cream from the crop in the rematches. So you got revenge and became the heavyweight champion. And that's what boxing does. It really gives you an opportunity that without it, man, a lot of people wouldn't, been able to reach those type of heights. Right. Boxing is a sport that anybody, if you put the dedication and commitment in, can get there.
Like Joe Louis, every rematch he ever had, he was victorious. Anybody that he fought the second time, he beat him. No one beat him twice. Same with Sugar Ray Robinson, those great fighters.
Definitely
won every rematch. That says a lot. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Bone Crusher Smith, sir, how can you be reached? How can you be reached? What's your information, your contact information, real quick on how you can be reached?
Now, this is my cell phone. I'm on it right now.
No, not your cell phone.
No, your social media.
Don't give it to us over the air, Bone. No, wait.
3408.
Well, a lot of girls winning gonna be calling you up now. It's not our fault.
I'm too old for that.
Okay.
So, do you have an Instagram number?
A website?
Instagram,
you have a website? Champ.
Championforkids.org.
Championsforkids.org.
Champion for Kids.
Yeah, that's my website. I have a national mentoring program, and I think we're coming up with Anotnio. We'll do some mentoring with the kids in Cleveland pretty soon, and I'd like to come down and hang out with Antonio Tarver as well. I have a nutritional company that is looking out for, because of me. I said, let's get these champions together. Let's get these boxing legends together, and this could be a fundraiser for the Boxing Legends Hall of Fame and Champion for Kids. So they have given me the opportunity to identify some champions, and so far I have Pinklon Thomas and Ernie Shavers, Michael Spinks, Mike Weaver. I beat Mike Weaver twice, so I had to give him a little something, and then bless him a little bit. But if Antonio Tarver wants to be part of our team, we'll get his number later, and we'll show you how you can make some money. I can come down to Tampa, and real soon, once I get locked into something, someone that I like, I'll come help them make some money. More money.
Al Jones. Al Jones.
All right, so we're wrapping it up real quick right now for a commercial break. You've been in the ring with Tarver and Jones. Thank you.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, your man, Will Downing, and wherever I am in the world, I'm tuned into VoiceHitRadio.com.
You're back from Cleveland and all around the world. You got In the Ring with Tarver and Jones, and I'm your man, Al Jones. Sitting right next to me is Antonio Tarver, 5-time champ, Olympic bronze medalist. So what we have coming up, we had a gentleman that I had the pleasure of meeting yesterday, the promoter of the fights that we were able to go check out from Old Angle Boxing Gym, Rick Lozada. How you doing today, Rick?
Very good, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Welcome, Rick.
Thank you, champ. Thank you for having me here. But a real nice pleasure meeting you guys. Thank you for coming out for them kids.
Yes.
Those kids loved it.
Good.
2019, they're not going to remember too much more, but they got to meet the champ.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. Definitely a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
So tell me, how many fighters did you have on yesterday on your show?
Scheduled for 17,
Okay.
and he ended up with 12.
Okay.
You know, and that's kind of how the boxing goes.
Right.
You know, try to do 30 and hope for 10. You know?
Right. So that was a great opportunity that you had yesterday to have those ladies and gentlemen. You had
Yes.
I noticed you had a few ladies out there in the ring also.
Yep. 2 females, one at 110, which is always hard to find, a 110-pounder, and one was a southpaw. And then we also had another 140-pounder.
And what was their names?
There was a Lisa Lopez from Old Angle Boxing.
Okay.
And she won her fight last night at 110. And I apologize, it was 125 class. I got the other girl at 140, couldn't make the weight.
Okay.
So we had 125. Elisa, she is from Strong Style, and she won her fight.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. Wonderful. So Old Angle Boxing Gym, where's that located?
We are on West 25th Street, before you get to Metro Hospital. We have been in that area. It was actually Mr. Keogh's place, and Mr. Jimmy Bivens first had it. And then my trainer that I had since 16 years old, I've been with him 31 years, he was underneath the tutelage of Mr. Jimmy Bivens, and he trained me, and I became a Golden Glove champ through him.
Okay, great. So you were a Golden Glove champion
Yes,
yourself?
Sir. Yes, sir. Heavyweight.
That's good. That's good.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, when you talk and you say that, you know, the tutelage was passed down from another great trainer, you know, the Mr. Bivens, you said, and you owned the gym.
Yes.
You know, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
You know, can you trace, you know, your history in the game? You know, can you go back to 10, 20, 30 years, you know, from somebody else.
Right.
That
Exactly.
handed it off to you. You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know, the tree that I come from when I'm, you know, I think about, you know, my great trainer, Jimmy Williams, who's 92. Lucius Harris, rest in peace, who I just buried, you know,
Absolutely.
Saturday. You know, these are guys that really planted seeds in me. And then guys like Buddy McGirt, you might know, Orlando Cuellar, you know,
Right.
I was blessed to have, you know, some great trainers, and I think they taught and laid the foundation down like you're doing for these young people in the city of Cleveland. One thing I was surprised at was that everybody seemed to have the fundamentals down. You know, you didn't see too many fighters in there that didn't have technique or wasn't, you know, trying to put the technique together. They wasn't just in there swinging away and just brawling and fighting. So it really speaks volume on the coaching ability when you're dealing with young people, you know. And anytime you get a good coach that can get their attention and keep them on that straight and narrow and have them focus on something, you know, it keeps one less kid out there trying to, you know, get in trouble, finding, you know, all kind of wrong things. That's why I say boxing is a great sport, man.
And that's what it's about.
It's a
about
great
the
sport,
children,
man.
and that's
People
where you
just
start.
don't know how many kids it saves out
Exactly.
there.
Get one. If you could save one, you did a good job.
Exactly.
That's what I look at.
Yeah, that's
get
the whole
one.
point. That's the whole point. And if you can reach 3 or 4 or 5, then you know you're really doing it. So that's real good.
Yep.
Proud of you in that situation.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
out of Old, has anyone recently going into the Golden Gloves tournaments coming up from Old Angle?
Old Angle will have 7 entries into, I believe it's April 5th. The Golden Gloves start in the city of Cleveland.
Right.
So we'll have some entries in there. Last year we were the biggest showing at 10, I believe, out of a regular boxing gym. Not MMA, and I have nothing against MMA, but I'm talking about amateur boxers that just amateur box.
Right.
Would
right.
stand up because there's no going to the ground when you get tired in boxing.
Correct.
You know? So I give it out to the kids that show the fundamentals, as the champ said, and the toolage, and learn how to throw a proper jab. It all starts from the foundation of the jab and the footwork.
That's good. That's good.
What's your take on nowadays, right? They got amateur boxing now. I saw where they're not wearing any headgears. And I'm thinking, and they said that they're wearing 8-ounce gloves somewhere in the international level. I'm not sure, but I know I've seen amateurs now taking the headgears off. Are you fond of that? Are you in?
No, I think I think they want more knockouts and want to see people getting, just like what drew a lot of people to MMA is because of knockouts and the viciousness of it. And I always say boxing to me is chess, not checkers, and it's setting your opponent up to make a fall in boxing, where checkers is a real fast game. And I don't want to see kids get knocked out. I don't want to see kids get hurt or injured, and going down to smaller gloves. That's what that's gonna bring about. Just like MMA is small gloves. You see the big cuts these guys have and things like that. But that's their sport. That's not boxing.
Right.
And the things that have been put in place from over the years is because of head injuries. With everything going on in the NFL, we want to protect our athletes. We want to protect these kids because we want longevity in the game. We don't want 5 years flash in the pan and you're out. We want to see people being amateur, all the way to being teens, and all the way to the pros, possibly Olympic,
Right.
whatever you have.
And
But you're
then-
there.
Exactly. And then that's when you can take that gear off when
Yes.
you become a pro. That's the difference.
And then you have quality of life even after the game.
Exactly.
That you're not used up for somebody else's entertainment.
Exactly.
Because you're still, in the end, when you walk out of the ring, you're still a father, a husband, aunt, uncle, whatever it might be, and you want to be able to function out there on the streets.
Exactly. That's good. And be productive citizens.
Yes.
Absolutely. So coming up next, you have 7 kids that's
Yes.
going into getting ready for the Golden Gloves in April.
Yes.
Okay, so we're looking forward to that. Do you know exactly their names or who we can look out for?
We're going to have at 175 pounds, Cody Renzelli.
Okay.
He'll be novice, and he was one of my fighters that I started in the beginning of Golden Gloves last year, and he's got 8 fights already by now, so I've been keeping him pretty busy.
Good.
And as a trainer, I want him to fight southpaws. I want him to fight guys who have 10 fights, open division. I don't care you got 3 fights. He's got 2 arms, 2 legs like you do. Go out and see what you can do.
Right. Right.
I want to see what the club fights are, what they are. I respect them. I have them, but they're learning playgrounds for the guys.
Right.
Get ready for the tournaments. I don't mind club loss as long as you get something out of it, and then you take it in a tournament and go, I ain't making that mistake again, so here we go.
Right.
You know?
So that's one person.
Yes, I got Luke Freshauer.
Okay.
He's a 152 pounder. He's come a long way. I've had him fight everybody. I don't care who you are.
Right. This Cleveland, it's hard nosed, baby. Ain't no cherry picking.
No. I do not cherry pick at all.
Right.
I tell them guys, what's his name? Does it matter?
Right.
I don't care who you fighting. What does it matter his name is?
Exactly.
And they get a big kick. And I try to keep it light in the gym too. I want the guys to have fun.
Right. That's the bottom line.
I don't want to be so serious where you kind of, kids are so impressionable, you might shy them away from the game,
Right.
chase them away, because man, that guy's hard on me.
Right.
There's a certain level you got to keep.
You got to have fun.
Yes.
And who else do we have?
I'll have Dan Stoner in there. He had his first fight last night. 34 years old. Found out where he wants to do.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. All right. And when we get back, right now we're going to take a break. And when we
Okay.
get back, we touch base on the rest of the fighters that you have. You have In the
Okay.
Ring with Tarver and Jones. This is Allan Jones from In the Ring with Tarver and Jones, with my main man sitting next to me, Antonio Tarver,
Yep.
5-time world champ in the game. Wrapping this up real quick, we have our coach on the line on right here with us from Old Angle Boxing, Rick Lozado, and he was in touching bases and letting us know his up and coming fighters coming up in April in the Golden Gloves box.
Yes, sir. We had Cody Renzelli. We went over him already. And Luke Freshauer. And Elisa Lopez, who won a fight last night. Yes, she won last night. And Charlie Manafee. He lost a close decision. It was a great bout. That was only his 3rd fight. learning every time. Short like me, so he always got to fight the tall guys.
Right,
so you
right.
got to learn how to get underneath that
dig
jab.
in, exactly.
Yeah, he did a great job. I'm very proud of him.
Good.
And Brian Fullen, and one of our open division 132 pounders is looking to go pro soon. He could not attend last night because his mom had just passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, a great kid named Frank Brown. Multiple. He's got 30 some amateur, 40 fights. In that range. Great fighter, 132 pounds down to 125. He fights around in that range.
Okay.
Great kid. He's good mentor to a lot of children in the gym, and they all look up to him. So it's nice to have him part of the team.
Good. So that pretty much wraps up.
Yes,
all
for
your
right
fighters
now,
that's going in there.
A few stragglers that might, if they can show me that they'll have it to do it, I'll let them in. I'll never let anybody go in there unprepared and get hurt. That's not what I do. Show me you want to be here and dedicate yourself, and I'll do it.
Okay, so we have Rick Lozada here from Old Angle Boxing. Is there a way that you can be reached? What's your address over there at the gym?
The gym's address is actually I had I wanted to put one little plug in for the place that we had, the venue we had last night. Treated everyone Aces. It's Mulberry's, 2316 Mulberry Avenue in Cleveland, Ohio. Home of the most talked about pizza in Cleveland right now.
Oh yeah, that pizza was.
It was good, man.
That
It was
pizza was
delicious.
A1.
I'm telling you.
Definitely got to acknowledge them for that. We definitely appreciate that.
Yeah,
And for a Sunday afternoon, man, that was a nice crowd. The people were great. They came out and continued support on that grind.
Oh, thank you.
With the
I
local
appreciate
community,
that.
man, that was big.
Oh,
I enjoyed myself.
It was great to have you out there, and not only that is how intently you watched all the fights.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, sometimes people will just kind of ham around and talk a little bit, and you were focused. Every time they walked
I was
up to you.
commentating. I was commentating the amateurs yesterday.
It was great. No, it was great. And the looks on the kid's face when they walk up to you, they'd rather go back in the ring and fight some more than to walk up and ask for a picture or an autograph.
No, it was good, man. And that's what it's all about. I can see myself in those young cats, man. So I remember when I was 10 years old, 11 years old, and these guys, your mind it's a beautiful muscle. And you see those little kids. Like I posted on my Instagram the other day, this 6-year-old Ugandan, man, he's amazing with his skill level. And everybody was chiming in, oh, he don't have on a headgear. But, when you think about it, when you don't play boxing, we tell people that all the time, you don't play boxing. And sometimes you're your sharpest when, there's more risk.
Yes.
Your antennas,
Yes.
kind of like your senses are more sharper. When there's more risk involved. Yes. So if you learn early on that, a guy shouldn't be able to hit you with no punch, you know what I mean? And defense is the most important facet of the game because it's about self-preservation. Yes. Once you are, it's like a car getting hit. A dog getting hit by a car. He's never gonna, even if he don't die, he's never gonna walk the same.
That's right.
Because you can't get hurt. Once that chin goes, it goes. It's
Okay,
pure.
Rick.
Yes.
Okay, Rick. Definitely. We appreciate everything yesterday. Thank you so much
thank you.
for coming here today also. And we're going to take a short commercial break, and we have we ready, huh? Full go, baby. Let's go then. On the line. We got my main man, Cleveland native, world welterweight champion of the world right now. Two-time world champion of the world, Sean Porter. Sean, are you there?
What's going on, fellas? I'm here waiting on y'all.
What's good, baby boy? What's up, champ? How you doing, champ?
What's going on, y'all?
Hey, man, thank you so much for coming on today. This is Al Jones from In the Ring with Tarver and Jones. And my main man, Antonio Tarver, here for me. How you feeling today?
Oh, yeah, I heard Tarver's voice. I hear him over there. I feel great, man. Glad to still be a champion and, to come out of the fight safe and healthy. It feels good.
Yeah, congratulations on defending your title. That was a wonderful performance that you put on. Definitely, and we definitely appreciate you for that.
Most definitely.
I think Saturday night just turned out to be a little bit more skilled than most people are used to, but nevertheless, it's just another step up for Sean Porter.
Yeah, a lot of times, Sean, we see that your game is continually to evolve. I mean, everybody in the beginning thought you was just aggressive, face-first slugger, But now we see you dancing, you boxing, man. You thinking in the ring, you evolving, man. I want to take my hat off to your father, Kenny Porter, who's also one of the best trainers out there in the game today. And so your game is multifaceted, brother, and I just want you to just continue to do what you do. And like I say, conditioning is the key, and you already know that.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're taking your hat off to my dad, because that was 100% him. I mean, obviously I have the skills, and I put in the hard work to do it, but, he's the one making the play calls. And, blessed enough was I to stay level-headed and do what my dad was asking me to do. And, that was 100% his game plan. And, a lot of the reasons why you see me evolving as a fighter is because that's his demand. And that's something that he demanded of me from at a young age, and even more so as a professional. And now I'm under the understanding that that's what I have to do as long as I'm doing this, So I bought into all of the different concepts and programs and processes that my dad has put me through and has put in front of me, and has brought us here now to becoming two-time world champions.
And I want to say this, quiet as kept, man, that's not an easy thing to do. That father and son relationship when it comes to trainer and fighter, that's a difficult task. And I myself, I'm living that. And a lot of times, to balance both of those, man, it takes an incredible amount of patience, a incredible amount of understanding, and from a fighter standpoint, a lot of trust. So I commend you guys, both of you guys, for continuing to show that father-son thing can work positively in the game of boxing.
I appreciate the word you just used, incredible. I'm finding out just how incredible God is as long as you listen to him and pay attention. I think right now that's what myself and my dad are doing, is we're really just trying to listen to God and evolve, and it's led us to some incredible opportunities together. And we both of us, man, we're extremely blessed to be in the position that we're in right now, and we're both very, very thankful.
That's awesome.
Okay, Sean. Yeah, Sean, we have a gentleman on the standing by. He definitely wanted to acknowledge you and say thank you for coming on the show today. Al Jones, boxing coach Al Jones.
The other Al Jones. Hey, Sean.
Oh, yeah. How you doing, Al?
Yeah, my man. And congratulations
Thank you, man.
again. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, man, it was great. We really enjoyed your show. We had a Sean Porter party.
Amen.
Night. we had you on the big screen down in the flats, man, and it was great. Great entertainment.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a dangerous. That your opponent was dangerous, man. He big. The guy looked so big and strong, and we was jumping and flinching every time he swung at you. But man, you hit him with some good stuff. You broke him down. Your strength, man, and your skill level. It ain't a lot of people can beat that guy.
Yeah,
that guy's tough,
I think
man.
the skill level was higher than his. I think that is really what made the difference in the fight, was me just kind of having a little bit more skill than him and make the right moves at the right time.
And you always, like you said, everybody knows you're legendary for your great discipline, man, and you're always in top condition. Whole world knows that, and.
Hey, Coach, not to interrupt you, I want to chime in on one thing, and I think he probably saw my tweet. You've been a professional, about being a professional your whole career. Now, what was this having to get back on the scale, and how did y'all manage to,
oh man, I
control
can't wait till that's outlived. I know I got a little ways to go before I don't have to talk about that anymore. Honestly, man, I just think it was a case of me not taking the necessary steps at the right time. But they gave us 2 hours. I said, man, we'll be back in an hour and a half. And I think we got back in just about that amount of time. And we were able to get back on the scale and make things right so that it could be the title defense that we've been working for.
Yeah, because people don't understand. If you miss that weight on that second try, you lose your title on the scale. And I heard that you
I'm
had.
telling y'all right now, that'll never happen again.
Right. I know that's right, champ.
Great. Now, Sean, how about your weight? You think you're gonna be able to stay at 147 a while? Can we?
Yeah, no, I don't think that this was necessarily a case of me, struggling to make the weight because my body wasn't allowing me to make the weight. I think it was just totally, maybe if anything, a small lack of focus on my behalf. And like I said, man, I incidentally ran out of time, and like I said though, it's not going to.
Sean, this is your dad.
Hey,
Kenny Porter, y'all.
Wait a minute. Sean, keep it real with us. Did you eat something that you shouldn't have ate the night before?
Kenny gonna tell it.
Because, wait a minute, hold on a second. Now, Al,
Kenny,
Kenny,
that's Kenny Porter.
Yes, sir.
I got to tell you guys, when I went to bed the night before, he was good.
Hey, it take a lot of love for that dad-son relationship, and I've been knowing y'all forever, and y'all love each other so much, man, and y'all both love God, man, and God loves y'all, obviously, and it's just such a blessing, man, such a blessing, man. Such a blessing.
And we definitely want to.
Let me say this, and Sean spoke about a little bit about God, and he spoke on skill levels.
Amen.
So the day of the fight, we were supposed to leave the hotel at 2:30, and I'm running around all day. I didn't get back to my room until 2 o'clock. I decided that I was going to take an old man nap. I was going to take a 15-minute power nap.
Yeah.
So I set the clock. I set the alarm for 15 minutes. But by the time I set the alarm, it was now 2:10.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
So just as I was dozing off into twilight sleep, it scared me when I was getting ready to doze off because I knew I had to fight. And I heard God speak to me in that little twilight right there. And he said, he can't touch Sean.
Right.
And I woke up. I didn't even go to sleep. And I woke up and I said, Sean, when we get ready to walk to the ring, I want you to ask me something. I got to remind you. I want you to remind me to tell you something that God spoke to me today.
Oh, that's a beautiful testimony.
And then we got ready to go to the ring. He said, what did God tell you? I said, God told me he can't touch you.
Beautiful testimony.
That's deep right there.
That
That's
is-
real good.
At that moment,
Yeah.
in that twilight, when I was getting ready to doze off, but didn't let myself go to sleep, but I was like dozing off, and I heard that voice say that to me, that's when the strategic game plan was developed, right there.
It's a beautiful testimony.
That's when I decided to use that game plan. Now, what you need to know about that, and what everybody back in Cleveland need to know about that, is the Al Jones of the world, the Clint Martins of the world, my former mentors in Cleveland growing up, all of those guys had something to do with putting Sean where he's at today.
That part.
Right.
So they know about Sean's jab because that's what they taught me.
Yeah.
They know about Sean's movement because that's what they taught me.
Absolutely.
But what I've done and developed with Sean, because he was a shorter fighter, I had to develop fight-specific fight plans for certain fighters.
Oh, absolutely. That's wow. You know, you
in order to be successful.
absolutely.
But what you saw was just the same thing that you guys taught me, the jab.
That's
He
right.
educated the jab.
Yeah.
He educated his movement. He controlled the ring.
So much.
So,
the great movement.
I thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys.
Getting up under them
Appreciate you.
punches.
Thanks for coming
Hey,
on with us,
yeah.
champ. We
Yeah, we
appreciate it.
definitely-
I want to ask you one question. I've been hearing a lot of their next move. What you want next? for Sean Porter? You've been a veteran in here. You two-time champion. It's time to back the Brink truck up and get it all now. So you still on the Pacquiao path. I think that you deserve that type of defining fight to really, cement your legacy in the game. Can we see, and is Al working on something like that, a mega fight with Sean, maybe a Pacquiao, someone like that, a crossover to the UK?
Well, are you asking me or are you asking Sean?
I'm asking you and Sean. I mean, what do y'all want next? I mean, who's on your radar?
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Well, I think collectively we are both in agreement, and like I said, it was a little bit strange. I didn't get a phone call from Al Jones before the fight.
Oh man, I broke my phone. I broke my phone. I did. I didn't have your number. My nephew asked me. He said, "Call Kenny and Sean. Let them know we're having a Sean Porter, Kenny Porter." Your name came first. Kenny Porter, Sean Porter fight night.
Exactly. I told him, Kenny. Hey, I let him know, Kenny. I told him to make sure that he gave you a call. Make sure that he called.
But Antonio.
Yes, sir.
One of my favorite fighters, by the way.
Awesome. Thank you.
And no excuses tonight, Roy. Right?
Wow. Yep.
But I'm gonna say collectively between Sean, myself, and Al Jones, I think we're probably all in agreement. I'm gonna get a call from Al, but
yeah.
We all want to see. We want to fight in this particular order, if we can get it in a beautiful world.
Okay.
Pacquiao, Errol Spence, back to Keith Thurman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, that Keith Thurman.
That part, in that order. That part.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Then just give us Errol Spence.
Boy, that Keith Thurman and ducking y'all like a bad habit. That Keith Thurman, he don't want to see Sean Porter again.
No, not at all.
Everybody's observing. That's our professional opinion, anyway.
Well, that's a heck of a hit list right there, man. I'm telling you, if you can pull any one of those off, man, those Al Heyman checks gonna keep coming, bro.
and Sean, before we go, how can you be reached on IG? What's your contact information?
Everything. Showtime, Sean P.
There it goes.
Okay, once again, Showtime Sean P on IG.
Yeah. And Kenny Porter, what's yours?
Kenny,
you have an
you
IG?
can get me on the Facebook is Kenny Porter, and then on the IG, which is all boxing stuff, it's all Sean training and different things like that. It's Porter High HY Performance.
Right.
Porter High Performance on the IG.
That's your gym in Vegas, that's popular out there. With,
that's the High Performance Center.
High Performance Chamber. Y'all training in the chamber and everything.
Bringing heat. And once again,
listen, guys, I'm gonna say one more thing before I let Sean go ahead and say what he want to say.
Okay.
I take pride in using other people's intelligence all the time. So Al Jones, if you break my phone, go old school, write it on the wall. If you break the phone, write it on the wall. Keep the number on a piece of paper or something, write it on the wall, like we used to do when we were kids. And go get that number and call me and let me know what I need to do for my next move.
Okay.
And then,
right.
And then Antonio, before you leave there, make sure you get my contact number because I use other people's intelligence all the time.
Most definitely, sir. I appreciate that.
You're very modest, Kenny.
And you guys are very
nobody believes. Nobody believes.
Contact me.
Got you, Kenny.
Thank you, Kenny.
Appreciate having you.
You are really. Everybody knows that you come up with great ideas consistently, and you don't need us, and we know that. You are great.
Hey,
you always have been doing a great job.
Like I try to tell Sean, I might sound and look like a dude that know it all, but I had to listen in order to get here.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
if
what
I
it's
wasn't
about.
listening, I would have never got here.
Thank you,
Champ. In closing, you want to give any shouts out, Sean Porter? In closing, Champ, you want to give any shouts out back home here in Cleveland?
Nah, I ain't got nothing. I appreciate you guys for getting me on today. Hopefully I can get in the studio with y'all sometime.
Most definitely.
Oh yeah, we'd love to have
Great
you
to
in,
hear from
Sean.
you.
Anything?
And something big is coming on the horizon, y'all. So make sure y'all looking for it.
Awesome.
We are, and we really appreciate both of you guys so much in Cleveland. We're so proud, you know.
Okay,
And,
thank you so
You got
much,
it.
Sean. This is Al Jones from In the Ring. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Appreciate having you, champ.
You got
God
it.
bless you.
All right, champ. God
Wow.
bless.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, two great figures in the game of boxing. I tell you, two great figures.
Once again, we're back. This is Allan Jones from In the Ring with Tarver and Jones, with my main man sitting right next to me, Antonio Tarver. How you doing today, champ?
Oh, man, we feeling good. Glad to be in Cleveland, kicking off Tarver and Jones, In the Ring with Tarver and Jones. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah, man, it's going down. It's a hot show, man. I know
Yeah.
everything is going good. We building from here. So right now, we got another. We've been blessed to have another promoter on the line. Ron Johnson, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, what's up, guys?
What's
Ron
good, man?
Johnson,
How you
what's up, my
doing?
brother?
Oh, man, I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be a part of this history in the making right now.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Where you at right now?
I'm in Vegas right now.
Okay, how's the weather?
Oh, it's good. It's a little gloomy out.
Look-
But it's still about 65 degrees right now, so it's still good.
All right, cool. Last week, a couple weeks ago, you was here in Cleveland. You put on a dynamic show. We definitely appreciated everything that you brought to the city of Cleveland. Is there anything else that you have on the horizon?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Well, right now, we're going to bring back the Mason Brothers and bring another show for the city of Cleveland and all our other local talented fighters there June 15th.
June 15th. That's
Right back at the Civic again.
Okay.
This time we're going to step it up a little more, just to keep the ambiance, everything on point. We're going to make it a little bit better than last time. We can't throw it all to them at one time, but we're going to make it just a little bit better than last time. So we got some special guests coming in. Got something for the ladies, for special people singing national anthem, and some other big name fighters to come in and host the situation with us as well.
Okay, cool. Hey, the Civic Center was sold out, man. Standing room only. You think that's gonna be enough room, man?
Oh yeah, well, we don't want to bite off too much.
Okay.
I love, like I was speaking to Val earlier on. I was telling him, the key is I love being able to say sold out, and I love the reaction that we got. I rather turn people away than to be greedy and have 1,000 empty seats.
Exactly. And being a promoter, ain't nothing like putting that stamp on that flyer, sold out at the end.
Yeah, it's sold. When you let them know it's sold out, they know. Don't play around. And then, as we grow, we're gonna do a couple more of these, and then as we grow, we'll be able to bring our crowd with us, and people will know, okay, this is where we want to be. So then, once we elevate to go to a bigger venue, we'll be ready for it.
And that's what it's all about, elevation. And speaking real quick, we've been blessed to have Valiant Mason here with us from the Mason Brothers. And Valiant, how you doing today, sir?
Great, man. I'm glad to be here on your debut show, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
And we got the Mason Brothers, and feel free to chime in anytime you like to, Brian. Gentlemen, right here on the first, right here next to me, what is your name and your weight class?
My name is Amir Mason. I'm the oldest of the Mason brothers, and I fight at 140 right now as an amateur fighter.
All right. And your record?
14-2.
Cool. And your brother next to you?
I'm Abdullah Mason, the second to youngest of the Mason brothers, and I'm 14 years old. I fight at 119.
Four-time national champ.
Right.
All right.
Nice.
There it is.
Consecutive.
Okay. And your brother?
My name is Otto Mason. I'm the second to the eldest. My record is 25-5.
Okay.
My name's Abdulrahman Mason. I'm the third to the youngest, and I fight at 123.
Okay. And the youngest?
Ibrahim Mason, youngest of the Mason brothers, and I'm 13.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Man.
Hey, I know.
That's awesome.
So I hear you guys been all around the world too. Can you elaborate on anything about that?
Yeah. We started out traveling. Was it
Yemen?
In Yemen. And
yeah,
then
we lived there. We lived overseas for a couple years.
Okay.
We went from Yemen, moved over there, moved in the mountains, moved in the city, and then after a year we went to Egypt.
Okay.
Great experience for the boys. Actually, the second year, I was at home 4 months into the year, and they stayed there alone with their mother, and they did a great job. shopping. They kind of walked the whole country.
Right,
You know,
right.
met new people, new conversations, and they came home with a whole new group of people, you know?
Okay.
Intelligent young man.
Yeah, that's dynamic, man. Y'all got to keep this up. And as we were speaking earlier, I mean, just to piggyback off of that, the importance of that father-son relationship with this boxing, it just takes your guys on to a whole nother level, man. That, and respect your father, that is so much, that's a blessing to have a father. And he got hands too, he's cold. He know exactly what he's talking about. So definitely.
Still working on it. Yeah, but I got to do a shameless plug to the Jones family. That's another family of focused boxers in Cleveland. I always heard about Al Jones and his brothers and yourself, too.
Right.
I know you got a lot of boxing knowledge. So.
Absolutely.
And also, Ryan, it's one of your first coaches, right? Al Jones? You still there? Okay, well, that's what it is. That's what we
Came
know.
over. It's so funny. We actually met at a fight show out in East Cleveland. I was about 9 years old, and I was scheduled to fight one of his fighters. I think it might have been Juan McPherson at the time or someone else at that weight. But then the fight didn't occur that night. So that next weekend, when I seen a lot of his fighters winning the fight, I told my dad I want to go down to his gym. I was 9 years old. So so after that, I came down to Fairfax Recreation Center at 9. And first person I ever sparred with was Aaron Williams there. And it was actually his first day in the gym too. So we all kind of started together, and Al, it was like one big family. We come pick us up every day to go to the gym. We ate every day together, did everything from parties to traveling to one hotel room to one jersey at times. Just 8 of us. One got
changing jersey.
Especially me, my nose bleed all the time, so I got blood on the jersey. Everybody mad at me because they got to wear the jersey after I get out the ring. We share the same jerseys and everything, man. So
That's
definitely set that foundation for us. Still to this day, so I wouldn't be who I am and what I'm doing right now if it wasn't for Al.
Absolutely,
Awesome,
absolutely.
awesome,
I got that too. I mean, he threw me in the ring. I had to, when I was with big dudes, you know what I'm saying? He had on the street down on Cedar in Cleveland, on 86, where we all grew up at. You know what I'm saying? Over at Fairfax,
No, most
getting it in.
definitely, yeah. Most
You know what I'm
definitely,
saying?
yeah. I had some unbelievable experiences. As we got older, we started gaining national attention. Thanks to a lot of the fighters that was a little older than us. Like I said, Juan McPherson, Anthony Brown. We had a dynamic team, and I was one of the more less experienced guys out of all of us. But then towards the tail end, I started gaining a lot of experience and from being around them guys, because I didn't want to be the only one going home without the medals and stuff. So I remember, Al can tell you, when we was in Louisiana, I ended up having to face one of the most dangerous amateur fighters of all time, a guy named Curtis Stevens. He's a professional fighter now, but I remember sitting at the draw, and they said, okay, at the 178-pound division, the first night, we're going to have Ron Johnson versus Curtis Stevens. Everyone looked at me like I was they about to go to a funeral. I was like, oh, shoot. Got to fight this dude, right? But, hey, I put on a performance of my life, and from there, I just kind of came into my own, I believe. So it just everything kind of went from there. But Al always gave us that confidence, no matter what, no matter who we're going against. You gonna dog this dude, no matter who's coming across the ring from us.
Hey, Miguel was running with y'all too. Don't forget Miguel. Now he was running. He was down there in the trenches with
Miguel
y'all.
Gonzalez. Yeah, Miguel. That's what I said. We at one time or another, we had all the most dynamic fighters in one gym, and Al was able to manage it all, and we all, like I said, we all was national champions at all one point, and I don't think there's ever been a team like that.
Right,
that come from our neighbor, our area.
Well, they right here with them. We right here with them now. We right here with that team now, the Mason brothers.
Yep, that's exactly. That's what I'm going to say. The biggest buzz I've seen on that or in that level is the Mason brothers. So that's why it feels good to be a part of something great, because I owe them the credit, man. That's the people came out to see them. I was just able to be one of the people that was involved, man. They're the ones that made that happen, and so, those guys, City of Cleveland needs to stay behind them and do whatever it takes, because we got 5 blood brothers, and it's an amazing story. This is going to be a movie. This is going to be a TV show. This is going to be big. It's bigger than everything you could think of. So, we got to stay behind our youth and get ready for the next generation.
and that's what it's about. So we definitely looking forward to your next show coming up in June, right?
Yes, June 15th. And shout out to Little Giants. That's where we are training out of. And shout out to the coach, Javez Sims. So,
Little Giants over there on 185th, right?
185th Street, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
They getting it in. They got one coming up March 30th?
Actually, yeah, end of the month, March 30th, in Euclid.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be there too, man.
Yeah, appreciate it,
I gotta
man.
see it.
Can't wait to see you there.
Oh,
bro.
yeah, we in love. Everything is, we loving this sport, man. Ain't nothing but love for the sport. Ain't nothing but love for your children, man.
Yeah, they having a lot of fun right now. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, that's real good, man.
I commend the young man because I know the focus and commitment that it takes, especially being young right now. He been, distracted at school and everything. It's hard to stay focused. So I commend you guys. What is it that keeps you focused? Like, is it just winning, or is it something else in mind that you all are focused on when you look at boxing? What's keeping you focused and dedicated and committed?
Well, winning is definitely like one of the main things that keep us focused. Like when you win, it just give you that feeling and make you want to win more and more. But but another thing is like my brothers. Like we keep each other focused for real. Because everywhere you look in the house, it's our brothers. We all doing something. We all
so y'all tight like
pushing,
that.
Yeah, we all pushing towards something. Yeah, it's everywhere.
So y'all are inspiring each other through work ethic in boxing.
Yeah, we got our brothers pushing us, and then we got my dad pushing us. So it's like. You can't run from it.
Right. How are your grades looking? Everything for the younger ones. How the grades looking?
I know.
Oh, you got to talk to
And what's your name?
Ibrahim.
Hey, Ibrahim. How you doing, brother? How are your grades looking?
Honor roll.
Honor roll. That's excellent.
Nice, man.
That's what's first. That's excellent. Everybody grades looking good?
A's and B's.
A's and B's. That's good. Make sure you get your education first. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, man, get your education. Continue to do what you're doing. You on the right path. Stay on that path. Stay focused. That's the main thing, because the world is going to come at you all type of ways and throw many different things, many different situations at you. So you always have to stay prayed up and stay focused. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to carry you to the next level. And it's such a blessing to have your father here with you all. He's the glue, and he's gonna make sure that you all do what you all supposed to do and maintain. You know what I'm saying? So listen to your dad, stay prayed up, you know what I'm saying, and keep your focus going on and hit them books, man. That's real good. I'm proud of y'all.
And also, man, just really, really be conscious of what you all are building right now. And be conscious of that, because, you're inspiring other families out there and inspiring other young men, to walk that straight and narrow, because like I said, boxing saves lives, man. I'm one of those youth that came up hard in the inner city of Orlando, Florida. I didn't have a great man, other than the coaches that I was fortunate enough to meet, that gave me inspiration. And I just know we got to keep feeding each other. If we're going to save one another, man. So, I'm all for that. And I just commend you young guys. I'll be watching out for your rise, and hopefully, we can get us an Olympian. Get us an Olympian out of here.
Right.
This
Right.
great
Abdullah was on a junior boxing team.
Awesome.
But he had a growth spurt.
Oh, yeah?
And he had to go compete at the end of the year. So he beat everybody out for that position. But
that's nice.
Unfortunately, he had to go, but fortunately, he'll be able to compete again.
Cool. And Miguel Gonzalez, he chimed on in right now, real quick. Any good words of wisdom for these young brothers?
Man, stay at it and discipline. It's gonna take discipline, a lot of sacrifices, as you already know. You're a high-ranked amateur, and by the way, I came by and seen the event Ryan Johnson put together, and it was amazing. And just to close it out with a main event, as they had, the Mason brothers.
Right.
I miss the younger ones, man, but I'm excited for your futures, and stay with it. Listen to your main man right here, your pops.
Thank you.
Stay with it, and let your talents do the talking. But we gotta all be in condition to get in that ring. As long as you're in condition and you got the faith behind, the sky's the limit. For sure.
Good. Thank you so much.
Nice.
Thank you.
Anything you'd like to say, Ryan, before we leave?
I just want to this one for Tarver. I just want to let him know that November. I forget what date it was. In November of 2004, broke my heart, man. He knocked out my idol. and the way you did it, and you did it in great fashion, man. You said you got any excuses tonight, Roy. That's all I remember. I said, wow, it's crazy because you never hear nobody talk right before that. At that point, and just say that and then do that, I said, wow. But guys, that was like my favorite fighter of all time, man. And happened.
No
I
doubt.
said, wow, Tarver, don't do me like that.
He broke a lot of hearts that night.
Hey, Ron.
No, but I was happy for you, man. Because person that actually moved me to Las Vegas was in your corner, and that was Johnny McClain, Yaya.
That's my guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so Ron, so let him know about the
at the time, and he brought me to Vegas. That's how I moved here. So
awesome, brother.
Ron, this is Valiant. Let him know about the live streaming, man, with the Vuzel.
Yeah, so we got the fight from the February 23rd, guys. You guys gonna be able to watch it on the Vuzel app, or you can be able to download the Vuzel TV app inside of the App Store. So we're gonna be making that announcement between tonight and tomorrow of the actual airing date, so you'll be able to watch all kinds of different content. But we got the Vuzel Fight Network, whereas we're gonna have our own original content. So we enter in the game in the boxing field, so that way we can have another outlet, another source to let our fighters be seen. And I wanted to start with our amateurs back home from where I'm from in Cleveland, to let them be seen worldwide, give them that worldwide exposure.
So the next show is going to be able to
make sure y'all go and download that.
Yeah. So the next show is going to be able to showcase other amateurs from Cleveland worldwide on the Vuzel Network.
And what's that contact information for Vuzel? How can people reach Vuzel?
People can reach Vuzel. Go on Instagram. It's at Vuzel. That's VUUZLE. VUUZLE. So those are my partners there, and they're fully behind what we're doing, and they love the mission. And we're going to be bringing professional fights and other amateur big fights in the next generation.
Good. I'm definitely excited, looking forward to that.
I just want to commend Ron on the fact that, man, you're doing great shows for these amateurs, man. You packing the house, and it's very rare that you find a promoter that can win when they say, they're putting on amateur shows. But that must mean, you're a great businessman, and giving back to these kids, giving them a platform is great. I just want to say continued success, and hopefully I can make an appearance at one of your shows here coming up in the near future.
Yeah, let's do it on the next one. Manny told me to tell you what's up, too. Manny's texting me on the other line.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my boy Fernandez. Okay.
Yeah, Manny Hernandez.
Hey, he following me. I heard he just moved to Tampa, man. I can't shake it, man. I can't shake it.
That's cool, Ron. We definitely looking forward to big things, man. Looking forward for that next fight coming up in June, correct?
Correct, June 15th, y'all. And I just want to say, big closing, boxing is a great sport. Like you said, it took a lot of us off the streets, and then also we created so many brotherhoods throughout the country. Whereas we all might have fought against each other, but we made lasting friendships that last forever. And I'm glad to see be able to talk to Sean, and when I asked him to send a video to support for the next generation, in the middle of his training camp, he did that, and I'm glad to see Tarver, taking time out of his busy schedule to be able to give our city the kind of attention that it needs on the radio station, and you, Al, and your uncle Al, everybody. So it's good, and boxing is amazing, man. It's at an all-time high right now. There's more money in boxing right now than there's ever been. So this is great.
Oh, yeah, we definitely appreciate it. Yeah, we definitely appreciate you too, brother.
Thank you, Ron Johnson. Appreciate you, brother.
Instagram.
Oh yeah, y'all make sure y'all follow us and keep up with us at the Mason Brothers on Instagram.
Okay, cool. At the Mason Brothers on Instagram.
Hey, what about the other Instagram too? The Next Generation Boxing on Instagram too.
Yeah, that's where the amateur boxers and their coaches can follow that. They'll know all the amateur fights that Ron's putting on for the Next Generation Boxing.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. This is Al Jones from In the Ring with Tarver and Jones, with my main man sitting right here next to me, the champ, baby. Antonio Tarver, man.
It's been a great first show. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, everyone that showed up and showed out.
Appreciate y'all for having
us. Everybody,
welcome to Mason Brothers.
Yep, thank you.
We'll see you next week. You can reach me too in the meantime at AJ in the Ring at Gmail. And follow the champ.
Antonio Tarver on all social media outlets.
Voice It Radio next week, next Monday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Every Monday.
Tune in.
All right.